Okay, so we've finished styling the team page. As we scroll through, we can see that the character style has been applied to our entire team of characters. If we look in the browser preview, we can get a better sense of what it actually looks like as we scroll through. It's close to being done, but it does look like the character images are bumping up pretty close against these borders. So let's add a little bit of padding on those character images to give it just a little bit of breathing room. All right, so let's go back into the characters image selector and choose padding, and let's add some padding on the left and the bottom. And how much padding is just something that you want to determine on your own by experimenting. If I type in 6 pixels, that actually I think is fine. There's a little bit of inconsistency in the spacing because of the images themselves seem not to be consistent, but since this is only practice, we're not going to worry about that too much. So if I reload the preview, reload the browser window, and I take a look, and I see that there's some extra padding there. So I think that looks better. So at this point, when you're happy with how your team page looks and the spacing between the border of the character divs and your images, then we can start to style the header area on our page. So the first thing that we need to do is choose the header selector and change the pixel height to 136 to make it a little bit deeper, because we need to add some images to our header area. So let's go to the Assets panel and let's search for an image called Header Collage Left. Okay, and we're going to insert Header Collage Left in front of our header. So we'll put our cursor before the W, choose Header Collage Left, and press the Insert button. Let's go ahead and insert Header Collage Right, right next to our previous image. And let's assign on Header Collage Left our Float Left class so that it bumps over to the left. And on Header Collage Right, we're going to assign our Float Right class. Okay, so something weird happens when we do that. Our Header Collage Right bounces down, it's outside of our header div, and that's not what we want. So let's go to our CSS Designer tab and choose our Float Right class. Right click on it, choose Duplicate, and then let's create a Float Right header. On Float Right header, let's go to make sure we're on the Layout category and choose, let's change Clear Both, which it's already set on, to Clear Right. Let's apply this to our Float Right header image, and now it bumps up into place. All right, let's add some links to these headers. So let's click on Float Left. Down in the property window, let's type in index.html. So it's going to link to our wireframe. Okay. We'll do the same thing for float right header. And we could test this out. Let's go to Firefox and let's reload our page. And let's click on the images. And they go to our wireframe. All right, so we're ready to move on. Okay, so let's start styling our type in the header area. So let's click inside of the company name. You could click anywhere inside. And in our CSS Designer tab, under Selectors, let's add a selector. Let's name it header-name A. And let's go to the text category and text. Okay, let's go to the text category, and for the color, we'll set it to black. And text decoration, let's just say none. Okay, let's go to our header name selector. And again, we'll set the text color to go to the text category, set the text color to black, go to the font family category and click that. Let's choose Manage Fonts. And let's search for a font. The imaginary client here wants a kind of a scary looking font. Let's search for a font called Amatic. All right, so let's choose that one. And let's go back to our font family, and it appears in our menu, so select that. All right, let's try switching to the live view to see what the new font looks like. And we can see it up at the top. It's kind of a scary looking font. Let's try to preview it in our browser, and there it is. Okay. All right, so our tutorial is saying to use the font size and weight settings in our CSS Designer properties to style this a little bit, but what we can also do is we can use the code that's given to us. So here's the code that we can use to style our selector, and we could actually select this code, Command C to copy, go into our code view. We could actually go into split view, and let's see, find our header name selector in our code. Here it is. And let's just replace the code that's here with the code that we just copied, Command V. Okay, make sure that you have these brackets on the top and the bottom, otherwise things aren't going to work, and that all of your punctuation is present. The spacing here doesn't matter if there's a little bit of space. All right, let's hit refresh. Oh, and it already appeared. So in live view, it's going to change anything that we do in the code or in CSS Designer is going to change in real time. If we're in design view, notice how it doesn't even appear in design view. So let's go back to live view. All right, so we're also going to style this header tagline as well, but rather than using the CSS Designer, we're going to paste some more code in. So going back to the tutorial, we're given some more code, and we can just grab that code and Command C, go back to our code and find header tagline, Command V to paste it in, and now we have a styled tagline. So let's see what it looks like in our browser. Okay, that looks the way it should so far. One thing that I forgot to do is I was supposed to put some alternative text in for these images. So let's go ahead and do that too. It's really important to always include alternative text. So we'll call this header collage left, and let's call this one header collage right. Okay, so at this point we're finished. Let's take a look at it again in the browser. So your header should look like this. You should be able to check your links and make sure that they go to this index.html, which is our wireframe. And make sure that your body area is styled so that everything appears very similar to this. We are not going to work on the services page or the rates page, and we are not going to work on the navigation sidebar for this assignment. So you're all ready to turn this in. So just make sure that you save, and you're going to close this out. And you want to make sure that you submit the entire site folder with everything inside of it. So that should be inside of an assignment folder. So you're going to submit the assignment folder, right click it to compress and make a zip file. Okay, and that's what you're going to upload as the zip file. You'll upload that to the assignment link on Blackboard.